Hello and welcome to my tropical style garden rebuild here in the UK. If you've watched my previous videos, you know that most of my work and attention on the garden has been creating this new path, the dry stream, and opening this general area up to my back cabin. Well, on to the next stage of the journey, so let's get on with it. Right, so we've now created the steps going up. We've created this bridge going over the dry stream, and to the left is where the water will run round from the front pond to the back pond. And this journey then carries us on round to the cabin at the back. And in previous videos, I've then said about a walkway round to the left to take me to my rear gazebo. Well, I've been playing around. I've started to put some steps in, and these are now going to go down. But at this point here now, this is where my stream is going to go round to the front pond. It's got to go a lot deeper yet. And obviously all the other work that is involved in building a pond. But at this point now, the idea was to go round and to that back area to the rear gazebo, but it's all very tight. So in front of me is a large Phormium, and behind that quite a large Mahonia soft caress. So I think now what's going to happen, if I move back a little bit, the idea is, as I come down these steps, I'm probably going to make this deeper, put some stepping stones across this, and now go through there, which will bring me out to my path on the other side. So we'll go around there and have a look how that looks from the other side, and then we'll get on with it. This is now the opposite side to where the Phormium new path will be hopefully coming through. And if you see, I have got here quite a large Mahonia soft caress, and behind that is the Phormium. And so if I come down lower, you'll be able to see maybe in the distance the stepping stones. So if I was to clear these plants, I would be able to come out between these two posts to my pergola around this area, and then join in to go round to what is at the minute a very messy back gazebo area. And then round here, there's a lot of plans. We've talked about possibly the pond and the waterfall and the stream going into this area, which will then work its way round down that stream and then back round that way. And if you look from this angle and you imagine the stream going around there, it's very, very tight to try and get these stepping stones and get round here. I could possibly make this stream go further that way, but I like where it is. So let's go back around the other side, see what might need to come out, and go from there. So I'm stood in at the moment what will be the stream. To the right is what is going to be my stepping stones going up, and then these gaps will be filled with ground cover plants, mosses, stuff like that to soften them right up, and then a few more plants to make them look a little bit more natural. And then obviously there will be rocks and everything around the sides of the stream, bits of gravel and rocks and plants and stuff. And then across here is the other side of that. So I think this is a big Phormium to take out. I didn't really want to take it out, but there's many reasons for it. For one, once this stream goes in round here, all the tatty old leaves are going to be very hard for me to maintain and get out anymore. The pathway round is going to be so tight, it's just not going to look nice. And with all my sense of adventure that I'm trying to add to this garden, I think that if the stepping stones come across there, step across the water and then you can walk through there. That will just add to another sense of journey into the garden. I won't use another bridge going across the water because it will just look too much. I have 3 bridges in this design already. Now, how I'm thinking about doing it is obviously digging this deeper. The liner will go in, gravel will go in, and then there's going to be lots of rocks and that built up into the pond. Well, I'm possibly going to use a large piece of pipe, probably 1/2 meter in size, hole to go through there with gravel over the top, then the rocks on the top. Then hopefully that will create like a fish cave where I think the fish can swim from one side to the other, but I will be able to walk across. It probably isn't making sense now, but hopefully when I finally get to the pond build, it will all make sense and all come together. I can picture it in my mind. I sort of know how it's going to work. But first, we have to create another passageway that I had no plan whatsoever of putting in, but that's gardening for you. Let's get the spade out. Okay, that's the Phormium dugout. Wasn't too bad really. Lots of rotten growth on the base. It wasn't in the best condition, to be fair. Hopefully I can repot some of it up and maybe reuse it. We'll have to see. But I now have a big gaping hole, and we can now see the Camerops humilis to the left. Then we've got Trachycarpus, Anandina domestica, the Mahonia soft caress that's got to come out, and also this very leggy Fatsia polycarpa, and also this Tetrapanax papyrifera, which come off the main plant at the back there. And that's also, I've noticed lots of roots in here, and we've got lots of little ones trying to pop up, which is only probably going to be worse now with all my digging. I've also got these Trachycarpus seedlings. Dig them out. Don't want to throw them away, so that's another load to pot up to grow on. Hopefully this Mahonia soft caress comes out well. I tried to move one from the front garden a year or so ago, and it had really thick roots on it. Didn't really like it, but we'll soon see. Then I might just have to trim up the Nandina domestica next to it. But that is now going to give me my opening through. Hopefully it's big enough to get through without being a death trap with the Camerops humilis to the left. But I think it should be good sort of metre plus wide when it's done, and I can always trim off a few of these random leaves if they tend to be growing in the wrong direction. Let's get digging. Right, so when it came to digging out this soft caress, I knew it would have some pretty tough, thick roots on the bottom. So instead of using the intelligent part of my brain, going to the van, picking up the heavy-duty spade that would have easily helped me cut through some roots and lever it out, the man part of my brain went, no, use the gardening spade. That's much easier than walking all the way to the van. The trouble is, with using the man part of my brain, is even when I heard it creaking, I still snapped it. So I should have listened to the intelligent part of my brain rather than my man instincts. And now look, shouldn't take long now. Got the heavy duty bar, should be able to get under there, lever it out, and hopefully replant it somewhere else in the garden and not do any more silly mistakes like that. Easy when you got the right tools. It stands about 6 foot tall. The root ball, I would love to have got a bigger root ball, but it has these big thick roots, and it still has some fibrous roots, but the big thick roots spread over the ground a little bit, so needed to be cut to give me any chance of getting it out. I may have to prune the top off, less roots, less green growth. Right, I'm going to go and plant this somewhere else straight away, and get it watered in to give it the best chance, and we'll see. Hopefully they're a pretty tough plant and it does well. That's now replanted and watered near the bridge. I know I should probably prune some of it off to help it recover, but it's nearly 6 foot tall. You can't buy plants that big. So I'm gonna wait and see how it recovers. If it looks like it's starting to struggle, then I may have to cut it right back down. But I'm going against my instincts again here and leaving it, hoping it can take it. It is in sort of semi-shade once the neighbour's elder comes fully into leaf, so it isn't going to have the sun beaming fully down on it. Right, let's get back over to the new path. Next step, to get all these Trachycarpus seedlings. I think for now, for speed and time, dig them up, put them all in one pot together until I get time to repot them individually. But they're probably, some of them are about 3-year-old seedlings, so I don't just want to throw them away. The bird's coming looking around, follows me everywhere, don't you, Mr. Blackbird? Saying dig some more because I want some worms, but I can't because I broke my spade. Back to the work. Right, that's nearly all the seedlings out, and I also removed around here and a Cuba, and that's February Star. It's probably going to be planted back into that area, but for now it was in the way. To be fair, it wasn't really doing that well before, so hopefully with a bit of a lighter spot it should be all right. All the seedlings in the pots, temporary, they can stay in there for a little while until I get a chance to pot the bigger ones up individually and go from there. Right, so what next? This has left this quite an open space, and compared to the other pathway that I did down to the cabin, this I want to be a very discreet pathway. If we think about the steps coming down, that's going to be heavily planted all the way around it. Actually, let's go up here and you'll be able to see it better. Right, so from up here, it's almost, hopefully once the other plants grow, it's like a secret walkway that you wouldn't normally take, and you think, where does that lead to? So you'd step down here, across here, and then some staggered stepping stones. Now I feel here needs to be quite, which I haven't got yet, but it needs to be quite a big rock. You need to, as you step across, feel quite safe that you're not going to fall in. So I'm going to have to look into that, see if I can get a nice big rock to step onto, and then I can plant this up with lots of shade plants around here, all around here, grasses, maybe ferns. I would think about regersias and hostas sort of hanging over the stream here, but the soil is really bad. I think I'm going to have to go and get a load of manure and compost and dig it all in. This area's all these big palms and the shrubs have just took all the goodness out of it over the years, and it proper needs a good feed up, topping on to make it better. But from the other side also, oh, stop there. By pure luck, across from in front of me, and if I can zoom in, is the Brassiopsis fatsoides. Now, as I come through here, that is going to look like a proper focal point at the end of the path. It's got a real sort of architectural leaf shape. It doesn't look good now because it's March and it's just come through winter. And we had minus 3.5 Celsius and it kept its green leaves through that, and it's just about to push out some new growth. Obviously the old leaves don't look that good, but it seems to be quite a tough plant, which is really good. Hopefully the camera's not too bright, because it has turned into an absolutely beautiful sunshiny day. But going from this way now, if we zoom back out, when we walk around here, the idea of this pathway now is you can't see it. It's almost going to be like a hidden pathway. So as I walk around to the back of the garden, I get to this point here, and then as my eyes look through to the right, I see a little gap. I should be able to see the stream at the bottom, and then there should be a little pathway through with lots of plants. I'll walk through to here, hopefully see some fish swim around here one day, see the stepping stones across there, and then maybe walk across, a little bit of adventure to the garden, and another part to the journey. So where do we go from here? I'm struggling to think that I can plant this up now, because I feel like I might want that access to help me do all this work through the pond. This back bit of pond I really do need to think about, because the level is much higher than the pond that's gone into the lawn. So I've either got to dig down a lot further, or I have to have this higher level and then waterfall down into this stream, but then the fish at the back won't be able to swim through to the front. Food for thought on that one. I'm just talking about some of the next stages. One of those is I need to get the paving cleaned off and grouted. I'm still trying to hold on, because you can see from the bridges how dirty everything's getting. As I'm planting around, as I'm digging, I'm creating a lot of mess. But I really need to get it grouted so I can plant along the edges, and also this border needs to be planted out, and I need to grout all the edges to make that happen. Also, if I walk across here, the lawn needs to be done very soon. So if I can get the edgings down, get some planting around the edge of this pond, and as you can see, I have been digging a very big hole. I wasn't going to talk about this until nearer the video's ready to talk about the pond, but I have been most evenings digging some out, sometimes under torchlight, getting rid of soil, because I have a friend that needs a lot of soil, and it gave me a chance to get rid of it without getting skips in constantly. Still lots more to dig out. It's got to go deeper, it's got to go wider, the ledges have got to be done, which I feel quite bad about, really, because when I did the original video of the design, I'd put a little dust sheet around on the lawn and said to my wife, yeah, that's about how big it's going to be. Well, it now goes all the way round here, goes all the way around the back, and then is going to be part round there as well. So I'm just going to take a walk around the back, because this is changing a little bit from my original design as well. So when I get to here, let me just stop a minute. The plan is this paving is coming up where you can see this sleeper step. I'm hoping to use a nice hardwood deck, hoping I can get that done this year. If not, it will have to be next year, but this bit of paving is going to come up. Now the original plan, if I've got a picture somewhere, showed the waterfall coming there, bit of pond there, a bridge going across there, and going across there. Well, now I've created a new pathway. I do not need this bridge, but I have to think about when this pond goes in, I am going to be able to have to get to any planting that I put around the back there. So I may very well be making the planting a bit bigger here, the waterfall coming round there, and then this may just be a big wide stream. I'm not too sure yet. Because of the height levels, I'm going to struggle to get the fish up to this higher area, a bit like I said earlier. So a lot of thought has got to go into how this is going to work. I'm going to have to get my laser level out, take the levels, try and work out what's going on. So a lot to think about in this area, but when I sit under here, I'll now be able to see the stream, see the bridge, see the palms, and hopefully once it's all planted up, it's going to create a really nice atmosphere. I've still got a lot to do, but I do feel like I'm getting closer and closer to having to think about the full dig, ordering some pond liner, getting some more rocks, buying filters, all that kind of stuff. That's when the money's going to get spent, and that's the bit that's going to be the problem. So hopefully you're enjoying these videos. I'm making way more episodes than I ever thought, so if it's too much, let me know in the comments, because I never intended to show this many parts of it, but the garden design keeps adapting, changing constantly, and I'm missing it looking really nice. I'm going to leave it at that. Hopefully I can get some more done very, very soon. And please like, please subscribe. Doesn't cost anything, just helps get the videos out there, helps more people watch them that may be interested, and hopefully get some more people into this type of gardening. Thank you very much, and I'll see you soon.